as a guy.
Excuse me?
That's
So you're
not
calling me a
That's the way guys think.
So
bro.
yes or no, are you calling me
I am. That's the way guys think.
the fuck? My girlfriend.
Yeah, they don't know
So
the way guys
basically
think.
you're small. So basically you're small.
So what if I'm small?
So what if I'm small? Oh my God. So what if I'm small?
Do you guys see what happened? Like she had to immediately go take it personal because she didn't like what he was saying. Now, here's the
Go
thing.
to the dick.
Here's the thing.
Kick him in the nuts.
I know some women who dress, however, and some of them are very promiscuous and some of them aren't. I also know some women who dress very non-provocatively and they're very promiscuous, and some of them aren't. That isn't necessarily the way. It's not a one-to-one correlation, but the way men think about it in general is a correlation. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he was pointing out. He was like, men in general. When we talk about men in general or women in general and what their preferences are, when we describe that, that's what's called descriptive, not normative.
Men are visual, women are emotional.
Right, but he didn't. But even the guy right there, by the way, Hook 'em Horns. I don't know if you saw, they were in Austin.
Yeah.
Even the guy who was up there, he was saying, "Hey, this is just how men think." So he's telling her the truth, and her response is, "So what you're saying is you're small." Do you understand?
Yeah.
She couldn't because she could not accept that. Again, she has the right to wear whatever she wants, bro. It is hotter than than fucking gorilla's asshole in Austin, Texas in the summer. I would dress like that. It is so fucking hot there. You have no idea.
She could have just been like, "Oh, okay, whatever."
Yeah, but
Then
it
you're
wasn't
not for me.
But it's like he didn't say she was a slut. He said that men might look at her and think she was a slut, or
And
that
then
she might have a
forced
boyfriend.
him to say it.
For sure. And then and when she does that, the problem is for the idea that no man would think that you were again, I know some of the most prude women I've ever met that were strippers because I used to manage a strip club. I know girls, they hadn't slept, they're stripper, they went to AA. You probably know a girl like this. Went to AA, hadn't slept with a dude in 3.5 years. It happens every once in a while.
That would have been me.
Right.
3 years
It's so
ago.
funny. I have a friend of mine. She lives in LA, and she's like, when I was drinking all the time, she's like, I'd slept with like 90 dudes. He goes, as soon as I went to AA and stopped drinking, she's like, I haven't had sex with a dude in 3 years. That's
I was
what'll
sober
happen.
for 2.5 years.
Did you go a long period without having sex with anyone?
I was, yes. Yes.
I feel that.
Anyway, so
But I also went through the period after my breakup that like I was,
promiscuous.
well, yeah, but like I was trying to numb it, but it just
the
but that
psychological
didn't work.
term is hoe phase. We call it a hoe phase. That's a scientific term for it. Anyway, so the point we're trying to make.
wasn't like that. I
The
wasn't
point.
sleeping with
I'm kidding.
randos.
I'm kidding. The point I'm trying to make is, regardless, we all know people who look promiscuous and aren't, and people who look not promiscuous and are.
Yeah.
That's not the case. But the idea that men assume you are, if you don't recognize that as reality, you're fooling yourself. You're actually, again, look at how female politicians dress. They dress different than exotic dancers do. There's a reason. Because in general, people feel that way. And for you to express that in general people feel that way, that's not misogynistic.
Right.
It's not. Now, the belief itself may be misogynistic, but the description of the belief is not.
Right. I'm not saying you're a prostitute. I'm just saying you're wearing a prostitute's uniform.
Shout out to Dave Chappelle.
No, I think it's funny. It's like when guy, you could clearly tell that the guy seemed like he was sober enough. I mean, the girls maybe not, but
She literally egged him on.
I
She was
think-
like,
Well, she
"Call me a
did.
slut."
I
She
think
did.
if she would have asked,
But she
well,
takes it
excuse me,
personally.
am I taking this correctly? Like, are you calling me a slut? If she would have
Right.
asked him nicely and not aggressive, I think he would have been like, no. But since she was combative, I think he was like, fuck
I don't
it.
think there's any.
And like, yeah,
I
To be
think
fair,
honestly,
I
I
thought
think
that
Go ahead.
she was saying slag.
Slut.
No, she's not in England. She's in the United States.
No, I get it. But slag is so much
slovenly
more classy.
Slag is the word slut in the UK. Yeah.
Really?
It's like a flat
Never
for
heard
an
it.
apartment. You get a flat.
Yeah, got you.
So I was going to say is that
The more you know.
the guy's trying to have this like sort of logical conversation with her, saying, look, wearing this might not put you in the best light. If you're looking to, well, of course, she's not at this social gathering looking for a husband. She's there to hook up, right? But the thing is like the guy's asking the question, is this a woman who wears this? Is she wifey material? Basically looking for content.
Yeah.
I got it. But the short version of this is that the guy is trying to make this point and saying, like, in general, this is what guys would think. And then she immediately goes from the general to the specific, which is herself,
Yeah.
right? So she's taking a universal and then personalizing it. And women do this all the time, too, where it's like... You can say something that's generally true about female nature. Women will take that and they'll go, but not me. Let me
not
tell you
me.
why.
I'm not like
Let
that.
me tell you why in my case it's not like it's like, or whenever I hear a woman start a conversation, she says, as a woman, let me tell you, like, it's like, well, you're one woman and that's you. You're not the whole cosmic universe of womanhood right here. So in your own personal world, but that's the thing is women are always in their own little personal worlds.
I
and
think
that's where she
everybody
was.
is, though.
Yeah. Well, here you have this guy
not fun.
trying to make a general statement, a general statement of fact, and she takes it personally. And the first place she goes is, "You got a little dick."
Yeah, I understand why she would be offended, but like he was, what did he say? He goes, "So you're saying that I'm a slut?" He goes, I don't think if I was your man, I would like you wearing that. And she goes, yeah, that's because you're not my man. And his response was, you're right, I'm not your man, so I don't give a fuck.
And then she calls him small.
And then she calls him small. So my point is, he wasn't trying to be aggressive.
No.
He was being what's called descriptive, and she didn't like the description of the world that she lived in. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, downtown Austin, Texas, it is totally legal to walk around topless. It is.
Hell
I don't know-
yeah.
on what is it?
On
6th
my
Street?
way.
Have you gone on 6th Street? If you go on 6th Street? Now, I don't know if they've changed
The
the
Iron
law,
Pig.
but the Iron Pig, exactly.
love that
At like 6th and Trinity.
All right.
Yeah, so but it's funny because that's where Matthew
That's where it
comes
McConaughey.
from, yeah.
I've actually sung there.
Yeah,
why I love high school girls.
so when you were in Austin during South by Southwest, before Austin turned into a giant Starbucks like it is now, like 25 years ago when I lived there, when you would go there, you'd go out, you'd actually do South by Southwest, girls would just walk around topless. And I remember the first time being like, what the fuck is this? And then I found out as long as they're in this certain area, it's legal for them to walk around topless. Isn't it crazy?